Hello and welcome to episode 15 of Pentagon for Gold. As you can see, we've had something rather unusual happen. So we've got a consortium targeting us and the board have enforced a transfer embargo. So that means we can't sign anyone. Thankfully we've got most of our signings already coming in, as you can see here. But that's a good bit of news for us, potentially, in getting a bit more money. It's only around 75k. Which isn't great, but you know, I'm sure he'll invest more in the future, particularly because he's a tycoon rather than just a consortium leader. So that's very good news for our finances on the whole. We're doing okay, and we will get a lot of money from the competitions we're still in. If we have a look at our schedule, you can see what we've been up to recently. So we've had quite a lot of games in a very short space of time. As you can see, this is a ridiculous number of games to have in one season. And we've played Cape Town City a lot. We have played them 3 times in the last few weeks, and we've got them again there. The next game that I'll show you will be the Confederation Cup final against FC San Pedro, and then we'll show the Sundowns game. Then, depending on how it's going in the league, we will potentially come back for the last 2 games, particularly because if you look at the table right now, we are in a very good position, but also a slightly precarious one. We're fighting it out with Sundowns for the title, and we've had a few too many draws, so who knows what's going to happen. And within a few hours, really, a consortium has completed the takeover, so we are now owned by Bradley Tamale. There's no issue of us being sacked because of this. He's actually pumped some money in, just 70k, which is okay. Not fantastic, but it's alright. See what he's got to say here. Reached the final, I've already done that, so I'm only disappointed on the reaching the semi-final of the Telecom knockout, which I wasn't too fussed about, and it doesn't look like we're having to accept anything new. So they've now listed the transfer embargo, and it did say we had a different amount of money left, a different transfer budget, but apparently not. Let's have a look at the finances. Yes, we're now in the positives again, probably not for long. We tend to lose about 100k a month, but we can make that up with prize money, so certainly a good thing for the future of the club. The team news for today's Total CAF Confederation Cup final against Football Club San Pedro. Liam Byrne misses out with a knock, but he will be able to play a little part if necessary. And Matiswa also is just coming back from injury, so he's not starting, although he probably wouldn't have anyway, because Sandoval is a little bit better than him at the moment. Jesse Don starts in midfield, and Beloy as well. I haven't played Beloy all that much this season, but I wanted to rotate because I've got a game in 2 days' time, and then another game in 2 days' time before quite a decent break, so I don't quite know why they keep doing this. The scheduling in South Africa is an absolute nightmare, basically. But let's head into the game, and hopefully we can get a lot of money by winning this. I think it's about 900k, which would be really good for the club, particularly given the funds we've just had put in by the new board. Let's get a good start. So we are slightly favourites for this game, but I've found often in this tournament, even when we're only slightly favourites, we do end up smacking the other team up. And this other team that we're playing only have 3 real players, maybe 4, but I think only 2 of them are actually in their starting 11 for whatever reason. So let's hope that this is going to be a nice easy game, and then we can rotate some players for the next game, because that Cape Town City game is going to be important. We drew against them in the last game, but it was one-sided. I was already 3-0 up from the first leg, so nothing too much to worry about. I was basically playing a 4th strength team. First chance that we've seen has headed over the bar. I think it was Buchanan with the header. He's been in very good form in this competition. I believe he's got 10 goals in 10 games, so hopefully he can keep that scoring run going. He's a little bit tired already, which is not ideal, but these players will probably get tired pretty early. And Beloy has hammered it home. What a strike. 20 yards out. Absolutely powered it in. That's a great start for us. Not a bad way for Beloy to return to the team. He usually only plays the dead rubbers, but he's done really well so far this game. And we're utterly dominating, so it's looking very good for us. We just need to make sure we don't concede any silly goals, and then this tournament is ours. It's not a prerequisite of this save to win the sort of second competition in each continent, but it's always a nice bonus to get, and it's good financially and probably for the reputation as well. I don't know if our reputation will go up as a result of this. I'd imagine it might if we won this and the league, but given that I've got this game now, it may be difficult to win the next league game against Cape Town City. Let's get Velapai off because he definitely needs to have a rest before the next game. If I get Koopstad on, not the ideal substitution to have to make, but we got to do what we got to do. And then Liam Byrne could come on, but no, maybe not. Let's keep it as it is for now, actually, because you never know, we might get an injury, and we don't want to go down to 10 men and lose our advantage. Rodian's likely to be the next player to come off. I suspect it'll be Fumbidzai who comes on. Yeah. Let's close this out. Might just lower the tempo a bit so we don't expend quite so much energy. But we've done well this game. We've utterly dominated. They've they haven't created a chance at all. Dominating possession as well. Been quite easy so far, but it'd be nice to get a second goal just to really confirm our superiority. And Fumbidzai's gone down in the box. He's been hauled down by the right back, it looks like. And that will surely be a penalty. Oh, they got VAR. Didn't even realise. I guess the Total CAF Confederation Cup does have VAR. The league certainly doesn't. Not quite sure why Iverson was taking it. I think he's one of our worst penalty takers, to be honest, but it's nice for him to get his second goal of the season and confirm, basically, that we have won this tournament. Fumbidzai. Oh, I've accidentally clicked this. Done that a few times this year. Didn't realise that it was avoidable, and then you could actually get off it on one of my saves with York City, actually it was. So I went a whole 2 seasons with the match stats stuck on the side. And now Fumbidzai has got a third goal. Nice little header. Pretty simple goal, and now we are basically just, rubber stamping this victory. As you can see from the stats, this opposition are no match for us. I'm not quite sure how they got to this stage, because they lost a few games. They lost twice in the group stage and then beat one of the teams that was in their group stage in both the games afterwards. And we've won. That is great news. Really good for our financial situation. And let's enjoy our successes. Surprised they're not all inspired and motivated. Usually they are after a title win. But that's great news, and that'll be really good for the morale of the team. Let's see what that does for us financially. Hopefully that will be a real benefit to our transfer budget next season. We've celebrated a double, and we've been awarded 970k. Just to clarify, the double we've got is the Total CAF Confederation Cup and the MTN8, which was one of the other more expensive tournaments. So we've done well with choosing our tournaments to do well in. Cape Town Spurs been awarded 970k, so let's have a look at the finances. 728k, and that will rise by at least 300k, I would say, potentially 600. If we can get to 1.3 million in the bank balance, that would be brilliant, because financially we've been struggling a lot in this save, but we are really starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We have now got the new transfer budget through, and it's quite a good one. 259k in the transfer budget, 3.36 in the wage budget. We did win the third stage of the DSTV Premiership, so we got another 150k, and that means we are sitting on 869k, so that's very nice. But yeah, so financially we're doing pretty well now, and if we have a look at the schedule, you can see we've played 2 games since that Confederation Cup final. We had this game, which was a bit crazy, as you can probably see by the times here. We went 3-0 down. We were utterly terrible in the first 10 minutes particularly, and then conceded again. And then we finally managed to get 1 goal in the end of the second half. I was about to throw the water bottle, ended up thrashing my arms instead because we'd got that goal. We then got a penalty of our own before Peter Shalulele got a late equaliser, and we couldn't get that 4th goal to win that game. In our game against TS Galaxy, we managed to get a win. It was not looking like it was going to happen because Ibrahim Sidat got sent off in the 50th minute for what was a totally fine tackle. No idea why he got sent off. We have appealed it, and they decided we didn't have any grounds for for appealing, so he is banned from the next 2 games. So he'll miss Sundowns and Amazulu. As it's looking in the table, so this big game against Sundowns, we are at home. They are first in the league, but we have the potential to go above them if we win, and then we'd have a game in hand. But if we lose, we'd go 5 points behind, and that is not what we want. A draw would be okay, but we really need to keep winning just to keep this momentum going and to avoid this opposition of Sundowns to actually have the chance to do things, because their games are easier in the league than the ones we've got remaining. So we've got Sundowns now. Amazulu seem to always annoy us and manage to beat us. Then Black Leopards is a nice, easy game, hopefully. And then an away game against Kaiser Chiefs could be a big title decider. So let's hope that that isn't the case, that we have to win that game to have any chance. I think... So we're playing at home against Amazulu. I feel like I've played Amazulu more times in the league than I should have. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong. I think last season, actually, I played them at home and lost. This time we lost away to them. So hopefully we can keep the momentum we've got going up and win these last 4 games of the season. As we finish second at least, we have guaranteed that we're going to get into the Total CAF Champions League. So that's great news for next season, as we actually have the chance to win that. Obviously, it's going to be difficult to win it. Our team is not as good as some of the other teams in Africa. Sundowns, in fact, only got through to the quarter-finals, I believe. We have a look at their competitions. Total CAF Champions League. So if we look at the quarter-final, Sundowns went out to Al Ahly, who did win. So potentially they could have got there. And yes, Al Ahly just about went through against Wydad Casablanca, and then AS Vita Club got absolutely destroyed by them. So Al Ahly are the big team, I think. Yeah, Al Ahly and Zamalek and ES Tunis really are the big teams to face in that. I think we can take Sundowns on our day, but let's hope that today is going to be one of those days so we can go and win the league. This very, very important game sees us play just about our strongest 11, at least form-wise. Buchanan definitely starts over Narodian, if we're basing it on form, having had a really, really strong season. So Mostilaga's gone on the left, Sandoval's up front. Matizwa arguably has been better than Sandoval in terms of form this season, but Sandoval is definitely the better player. So I guess we can always bring on Matizwa if we're struggling. Mukamela starts at right back instead of Iverson. Rivas and Byrne are in centre-back positions. And Levenberg, he's been pretty awful recently, to be honest. He's barely made a save in the last sort of 5 games or so. So let's hope he doesn't let us down, particularly because this Sundowns team are a dangerous proposition. We've had a week's rest going into this game, so hopefully that will be enough to recharge our batteries and ensure we can actually get a good result here. I mean, a win would be phenomenal. A draw would be okay. A loss is pretty catastrophic, to be honest. So there's a lot hinging on this game with regards to the end of the season. And they've got the break on from our corner. It's Makuma, and he's managed to put it wide. It looked like it was going in, and Levenberg went down early, so I was a little bit worried there. But Makuma put it well wide, so that was lucky for us, really. We are slightly dominated on the chances overall, but the only chance we've actually seen is the Sundowns chance that they had. Let's build on what we've got so far. Mukamela into Velapai. Mukamela's looking to beat his man, and he's getting there. He's sent it in, and almost challenged the keeper there. Could have gone anywhere, really. And that cross is not good enough and goes straight into Fori's hands. Very comfortable for him. He'll have appreciated that after the chance that almost went in there. And Mukamela's sent in a pretty poor cross, and it's now broken to Makuma. We haven't got many players back here. This is worrying. Good save from Levenberg in the end. Clearly heard me dissing him in the pre-match part of the game. Mvala. Probably this will be the end of the chance anyway. Yeah, there we go. Mukamela into Buchanan. Getting some chances to cross in. We haven't had a good cross in yet. And Sandoval has a chance there. Mukamela blocked out for a corner. They had so many players in the way there. Heroic defending, really. And Sandoval sent his header over the bar, not really challenging Afori. We are slightly on top though, so that's good. We need to build on this. Keep this going. Just sneak a goal. That's all we really need probably. I reckon one goal could decide this game. We've been okay. Haven't managed to motivate anyone, which is not great. If we can win this game, it would be so good. Come on, lads. Liam Burton sends it back to Levenberg, who's now being pressed by the attacker. Oh, and Burns just whacked it straight long to Ishmael. That's Ishmael of last season. And Makuma's through. Oh my! Why have you gone down so early? Levenberg. He's done this so much recently. He keeps going down really early for saves. I don't know what it is with him. Let's fire them up. We need to be better. We had such good form against these guys last season. We're throwing it all away this season. It's been awful. Let's get Narodian on in case we get a penalty, because we've had a lot of those recently. He's not fantastic at them, but he's better than some. Koopstad's been awful. Come on, lads. Let's go for it. A 4-y. I would definitely take a draw at this point. Masengi into Burn. And now Narodian. Whacked it long, and Sandoval here. Come on. Deflected off the defender. Come on, Narodian. I thought that was going to be what was going to happen on that chance. Didn't look like it was going to go in. Slightly too wide out for a left footer. We need to go very attacking now. Oh, accidentally clicked the instructions rather than the shouts. Come on. Get it. Good work. Now keep hold of the ball. That's a great ball. Come on. Oh, Velapai, that's right at the keeper. Come on, one last chance. One last chance. We do not deserve to lose this. This will be twice they've finessed us with a 1-0 victory where we dominated. Chalice into Sandoval. Awful, awful shot. Guys, come on. Oh, that's that. That is that. And we've lost. And that could be the end of the dream. Absolutely gutting. I'm furious, to be honest. We've been absolutely screwed there. And that means our 35-game unbeaten run ends. Not what we wanted, but what can you do? Well, taking a look at the previous game that we lost to Sundowns in the league, we dominated that one. They had one shot on target and scored it. And then that game was a similar story. They were a bit better in that game, but we dominated again and couldn't score. Infuriating. I wonder what happened in the Amazulu game. I assume that was a similar situation. We conceded an own goal, which didn't help. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Very, very annoying. And we also had a goal disallowed in the 90th minute. And to lose the league potentially on those 3 losses is really, really upsetting. Because we've done so well this season. I mean, in reality, we shouldn't be where we are. We should be 5th, I think. Yeah, 5th. So we are overperforming, but it's just so frustrating to get so close and yet so far. Anyway, we have a few more games in the season to rescue that. We basically need Sundowns to drop some points in the last 2 games of their season. We've got Amazulu, Black Leopards and Kaiser Chiefs, and Kaiser Chiefs is going to be a really difficult game, so let's hope we can get the win. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps me out. And I hope you have a fantastic week. See you soon.